How are you really? What's the long, true version of that? What do you owe yourself? Hey guys, it's Sarah, What's on Your Plate podcast host. If you've been with me with any longevity, if you listen with any regularity, you may have come across episodes where my bestie and I, Monica, have conversations and hit the record button. This is one of those times. So these are some of the most loved episodes. For whatever reason, I guess people just like to hear us ramble and rant. So we have another episode like that for you today. Sometimes you just need to vent to your bestie, and today we're doing it with random questions via a game that she talked me into playing. So if you're up for it, listen in. There's some laughs, there is a bit of ridiculousness, and there's a few uncomfortable truths mixed in there as well. So grab a coffee, grab some tea, whatever it is that suits you best, and listen in. Okay. So, what do we do? How do we play this? We're here today.
Just like
It's
part two.
been a minute since you and I have recorded together.
It has been. It has been. And we had fun when we did that one game that you picked where we were asking each other questions.
Yeah.
So this is like part two.
So this is some what's it called?
I found it online, because like the internet tells me to buy things and I'm like, okay, internet. So this is called How Deep Will You Go? And it's questions to ask to get to know somebody better. And they have like multiple different editions. And I just got the regular edition. I do have the lovers edition, but I thought that'd be weird.
That would be weird. We're not going to do that.
Maybe another one.
You can save that for somebody else, but
whatever. I thought you
I mean, it's fun. It's fun to just
but no, like these are very interesting questions. So there's 3 levels of questions, and then there's these wild cards. I don't even know what these are, but that would be fun. We'll just shuffle those in there. We'll throw one of those in every once in a while. But there's level 1, which is icebreakers, level 2, confessions, and level 3, getting deep. And then there's the wild cards, which I don't even know what the F these are, but we're going to find out.
All right. Well, we'll see what's what here. So we're going to apparently learn more about each other.
You're going to learn more about us.
While
Sounds
publicly just sharing vulnerable information that maybe you otherwise wouldn't, which perfect. Okay.
Yeah, like some of these questions I was scanning through them, scanning through them. I wasn't scamming anything, scanning through them. And they're deep, thought-provoking questions.
All right. So how do we start?
How about
what do we do?
Pick one.
Does it matter which pile I pick?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so for people who can't see this, of course, there's like these 3 piles of cards, like level 1, 2, and 3. And I guess the higher level you go, the like more intense the question.
Yeah.
And nobody has like proofread these before. This is all very random and on the spot in real time. So
level 2 is what you picked.
Level 2, I randomly picked a card. How are you? But be more transparent than usual.
Ooh.
So this is funny though. I have to just say a side note because I have this conversation regularly about give me the long version. I want the real version, and I want the long version. Yeah. You ever get like stuck with the back and forth with somebody where it's such an automatic response? You're like, how are you? And they're like, good, how are you? And you're like, good, how are you? And then it's like back and forth.
Said good.
Okay, so yeah, let's hear the real version, but more transparent than usual because you tell me everything, which recently we learned isn't true, folks. But anyways, that's a conversation for a different time.
I did confess my sins.
Months later, by the way.
I told her my deep dark secret that I was seeing somebody behind her back that she didn't approve of, essentially. But it's fine. It's fine now. So
fine-ish. Okay.
We're getting there. So how am I? But me more transparent than usual. I am better. I'm better. I'm not great. I'm better. I'm learning to cope with things. I'm learning still to navigate through grief. I still find myself like being really sad and missing Tom a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know how long that's going to last for. I think I grieve for a lot of different things. I mean, I definitely miss what we had for the short time that we had. But I think more so, I miss the stuff that we planned.
Yeah. Stuff that never was.
Yeah. Like
It's like broken promises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He made a lot of promises and he wasn't able to keep them. So I just feel like at this point in my life, we should have been doing different things.
Mhm.
And like I was telling you earlier about my stupid freaking broken dishwasher.
Right.
Like he was supposed to fix that before he died and he didn't get around to it. So I think about that a lot. Like, oh, it'd be cool to throw the dishes in the dishwasher, but Tom never got around to fixing that. And I'm not in a place financially where I can just buy a new dishwasher. So then I think about, oh, well, I'm really sad because it'd be cool if he would be here to fix it and I wouldn't have that worry. Or he'd just go buy a new one and then it would be fine. And then we'd be hanging out with the kids and then we'd be watching movies and watching Bluey. And I go through all these scenarios where it just makes me sad. But I'm getting to a point where I feel better about it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm navigating it better, moving differently in life, completely differently. Like I changed jobs
Yeah.
and I love my job.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize how much I would love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. And the kids are great. The kids are really good. They're behaving differently. I think they've started to heal
Yeah.
and it shows. So things are better. I've gotten way better at just cutting off toxic things
Mm-hmm.
or things that aren't right for me. I'm just like, not today. I don't like the way that person breathes.
It's
They chew
funny.
water weird.
Yeah.
How are you?
Well, I want to go back to something that you
Oh shit.
said.
Okay.
So one of the mantras that I've had in my mind lately is if you're not changing it, you're choosing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it seems like a really simple thing, but you could choose to change the perception of the dishwasher. And you actually have a solution for that right in front of you. And I think it's time that you allow yourself to accept help.
Yes.
I mean, really and truly, and without like divulging all of Monica's like business here in this space more than she's willing to do, there's a solution for this dishwasher so that every time she looks at it, she doesn't go back into this state of
Mhm.
doom and sadness that's
Mhm.
it reminds her of constantly.
Yeah.
And there's a solution. You just have to like choose
Choose
it.
choose the solution.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if there's some like weird part that seems like if I don't think about this sadness every day, I'm gonna stop thinking about Tom or stop missing
Yeah, I
Tom
don't
every
feel like
day.
that anymore.
Well, that's good because I was
Yeah.
gonna say that's not gonna be a
No,
thing.
and I don't feel like that's healthy either.
No.
Because like I miss my dad all the freaking time,
Yeah.
but I don't dwell on it like I did with Tom.
Mm-hmm.
So it's different. And I understand that it's a different type of love. But I mean, I lost my dad, just lost my dad very tragically
Yeah.
and very quickly. And it sucked. And, it was the same with Tom too. Like it was very quick and very tragic. But, you know, I made plans with Tom. I didn't necessarily make plans with my dad. We were living our separate lives.
Yeah.
But I don't look at things with sadness with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I think about things that are good. And there was a brief period in my life where back when my dad was still alive and I found out about my biological father, I was contemplating changing my name.
Yeah.
I was going to take my biological father's name and I looked into all of it, checked out like what would entail, how much it would cost, what I had to do. Like there's a whole ass process to this. It isn't just like my dad being like, that's my kid. Here's my name.
Yeah.
Like it was a lot, but I
Mm-hmm.
was willing to do it. And then my dad died, and I felt like that was the only connection that I had to him.
Mhm.
And I was like, I don't want to change my name anymore.
Mhm.
But I don't look at my last name. I don't look at the last name Gaboyan and get sad.
Mhm.
I'm happy that I have my dad's last name.
Mhm.
However long I get to have that. If I get married again and my name changes, I'm not going to feel like I'm doing my dad a disservice now.
Mhm.
I'm throwing that all away.
No, of course not. But you
It just makes me
also,
happy.
yeah, I mean, what I was going to say is you also don't have to even choose that. I mean, this is 2025. You don't
Right.
have to take on the identity of a man
Absolutely
or
not.
a woman or whoever you
Right.
marry. You can still be you and keep your
Absolutely.
name and all that.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
just throwing that out there. Yeah. So,
Mhm.
thanks for giving me the more transparent than usual version.
Mhm. How are you?
Well, I don't know that we're gonna do the same card. are
Oh,
we?
well, fine. All right.
Let's choose a different
Let's choose a
card.
different card, and that way we're not okay.
Answering the same thing. Yeah.
I'm gonna choose the level 3 card because I hope it's something juicy.
Cute. All right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pick from the middle of the deck. Oh, what do you owe yourself?
I was so scared when you were gonna ask me that.
What do you owe yourself?
What do I owe myself?
Yeah,
God, that is actually a really deep question.
it is a deep question. That's a lot.
It could really feel superficial, or you could really think deeper about that one. I feel like I owe it to myself to allow myself to be happy.
Ah, you so do. You so do.
And that's felt really hard lately. There's just been a lot of layers of life lately.
Obligations and
Yeah, I mean, I have not felt fully happy in a long time.
it makes my heart hurt.
I know. But that's my truth. That
Yeah.
is, it's my truth. And it's not something I talk about very openly or frequently. Um, but yeah, I would say that I do owe it to myself to be happy, to choose happy, to find happy. I think it's many of those things. Um, but it's complicated.
Mhm. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
So, and it's
But at
not
least
just,
you're aware of it though.
yeah.
Like we were talking off camera earlier and you had said some things and life is about timing.
Mm-hmm.
When you're self-aware, life is about choices and timing.
Mm-hmm.
You know the types of things that need to be done.
Right.
And you know that in order for those things to take place, other things have to fall into place too. And you're not willing to sacrifice those steps just to hurry up and get to the ending. And I do love that about you. I admire that about you. Like you are patient as fuck.
Yeah, but sometimes to a fault too, because then you can start living in like excuse land,
But
which I'm aware
but
of
I
that as well.
but right, but I think you teeter on that. You
Mhm.
make excuses, but you're self-aware enough to know like this isn't going to hold me back. It's just a placeholder for where I need to be at this time.
For sure. I mean, I do have a high sense of awareness.
Very much so.
So I understand that there is a time and place for everything, and I do understand when I am in my excuses and when I am just like needing to call myself out on my bullshit. But also I wouldn't I wouldn't like jump out of a plane if they hadn't like stocked the plane with parachutes yet. Like make sure that the plane, the parachutes,
Yes.
like, and not that everything has to feel 100% safe before you do it,
Mhm.
but there are reckless risks and there are
Yeah.
calculated
Yeah.
risks. And I feel like that's something that I try to be hyper
Yeah.
vigilant of.
You're going to check to make sure there's a parachute, but you're not going to read the label to see the last time it was checked to make sure it
I mean, if
works.
it's expired, whatever.
It
I'm
is
still
what it
gonna
is.
use it.
It'll probably be fine.
But
You
it
have a
needs to
parachute.
it
You
needs
have
to
a parachute.
it needs to at least be there.
Yes.
So that's
Uh-huh.
the kind of mentality I'm talking about.
Mhm.
So yeah, I would say that that is what I what I owe myself is happiness. I deserve to
Yeah.
be happy. I know that.
You do. You're the best person in the whole wide world.
Well,
Of
you're
course you deserve-
biased,
I am.
but
And if anybody disagrees, like I'll meet you outside.
but I also know too, and I don't want to get too far down a rabbit hole with this, but like happiness does ebb and flow. Like life
Does.
isn't just about happy.
Mhm.
There's a lot of different emotions and experiences that we're going to have in our life. And if you opt out every time something feels unhappy,
Mhm.
whether it's work, relationship, whether it's a friendship or anything that you're committed to, it could be choosing one way of working out versus another. Like if you stop every time something doesn't feel 100% happy, you're also going to miss out on a lot in life.
Yes.
Like there's that to consider too. And there's just a lot to consider with
Yeah.
every time you make a decision to change something.
Mhm. I agree.
So,
Very
yeah.
much so. I agree.
Okay.
Next one.
Your question is next. I'm going on level 3 since
You
you
did.
went on level 3 for me.
Go
Oh,
hard.
shit. Okay.
This is some bullshit.
What's a question you wish you knew the answer to?
Ooh, I was just talking about this the other day. I wish I knew what was available to us after we die.
Okay, that's probably the question that like all of us have, I
Yeah.
feel like, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But like my thought is that, we're these big old balls of energy
Mhm.
and we go on, but not to like a heaven or hell. It's like some middle ground, like a bus stop. And we're waiting for like our bus or our train to go to the next thing.
Yeah.
And the time there doesn't exist. So it could be years, it could be months, it could be days.
Mhm.
Who knows?
Mhm.
But we wait for the people in our lives to go to that next level with.
Uh-huh.
So I feel like I feel very deep in my heart that the people that we are closest to in this life are the people that we've always been close to.
Right.
Like you may not have been my best friend the last time around. You might have been my sister for real, or you might have been my mom or my brother, or
Right.
somebody else. Like we could have been completely different genders, like
Mhm.
different ages, but we've always been together.
Right.
There is no doubt in my mind we've always been together.
Mhm.
But at what capacity?
Right.
Who knows? We've had maybe multiples, and this is the one that we chose this time. So we wait till everybody rallies. And then when everybody's on that bus, it's like we got handed new cars. Like, okay, this is what you're doing this time around. Everybody know the game plan? All right, don't fuck it up this time. Let's go. And then some wacko is driving the bus to our new destination.
Mhm.
Like, that's how I feel things are. Is that how it really is? I don't know. I mean, that'd be pretty wild if it was.
Well, I mean, it's really on point with what I feel like it is too. You're just an energy like going from one realm of things to another,
Mhm.
and this is interesting to talk about because there's a guest that's going to be on this platform. Her name is Tina, and she wrote a book about a multitude of her experiences. But one of the things that she talks about in her book is how she worked with a medium and other like soul guides
Mhm.
that really helped her understand that the people that are in her life now and her specific circumstance was she kept having like traumatic relationships or
Ooh.
dysfunctional types of relationships.
Yeah.
And it was because, according to these spiritual guides, that in every life prior to, like, you keep going back and forth and hurting the other person. So the same energy, the same person in some capacity continues to show up in the next
Mm.
realm of things, in the
Mhm.
next life, because you're not healing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, anyways, it's just the same type of conversation. But yeah,
That's gonna be really cool.
yeah,
I'm excited to listen to that one too.
yeah, it was really good.
But that's how I feel. And then like each time we get to live, it's a get to thing, first of
Mhm.
all. It's each time we get to live, we're presented with new challenges, or like the lady that you interviewed, like no, you fucked up that last time. So next time around, you're going to be presented with the same challenge, just in a different vehicle.
Mhm.
And you're going to have to navigate that and you're going to have to figure it out. It's going to suck. So sorry about that, but you've got to learn how to get past this. If you want to move forward in the next life, you need to get past this. And it's going to be really horrible. And it's going to keep getting horrible. And it's probably going to get more horrible until you figure it out.
Yeah. Well,
It
that's what it
sucks.
is. Like once you have the awareness, like, you seem to be connecting with now and she was too. Um, in theory, the next life will be so much. I don't know if it's gonna say
Yeah,
easier,
maybe
but
not
like
easier,
better in
but
certain
different,
ways, different.
but different.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, that's cool. That was a cool question.
I like that
Cool.
one. All right. I'm going to take it easy on you now.
Oh, cool. Level one.
Level 1, middle of the deck. It better be something funny. Aw, what's the last compliment somebody gave you?
Oh. Um, well, I mean, you just gave me a compliment earlier. So if it's the absolute last one, that last compliment that someone gave me, what did you say? See, I don't even know.
Probably
You
gave you a
text me,
weird.
you text me yesterday and told me that I was incredible or something.
Oh, I
And it's
did.
not, and I don't mean to like diminish it because that's not it. Let
No.
me see what you said. Um, I am fortunate to be told by a couple people, yourself included, that
Yeah.
you believe that I'm incredible and
Yeah, I
that,
told you you were incredible and inspiring and amazing and talented and beautiful.
and you
And
said I don't know a lot of things.
in life, especially mine. True. But you are a blessing to the world, not just to me.
Yeah, so that was a beautiful compliment.
You love my Sarah. I wonder how many people think that we're in a romantic
I know.
relationship.
That's fine, let them. People can think what they want, really and truly.
I
You
get
know, and
jealous.
I don't want it to come off that like I minimize compliments. I don't know how to receive compliments.
I'm really bad at them too.
It's challenging. I
Yes.
enjoy them and I'm thankful for them and even thrive on them to a certain degree.
Yeah, they feel good, but
But it's hard to like, I don't know if it's like an undeserving or unworthy or like, oh, it's not that big of a deal kind of thing or whatever it is. But
yeah, it's a lot of things.
yeah, it makes me feel a little bit
Yeah, and then sometimes I'm
some
like,
kind of
what
way.
do you want? Why you buttering me up?
I don't know
You
if I think
know?
that
No,
about
I
you.
told no, not like you and I.
Oh.
But like that's what I think about if somebody says something nice about me. I'm like, what do they want? They need something.
Mhm.
They need something.
I hope that's not it because, compliments should not be something that
Yeah.
is transactional.
No,
It should be something that you give
just genuine.
genuine,
Mhm.
wholeheartedly.
I like complimenting strangers. Do you ever do that?
Oh, all the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
I try to make it a point to do that. And not about something physical, but I will say something like, um, I really enjoy the conversation we just had,
Mhm.
or, I just love your choice of
Yeah.
cologne or something.
Yeah.
Like I try not to say like I try not to have I try not to have it have anything to do with their physical appearance.
That's great. I
I
think that's
mean,
great.
I just don't I think that we live in a world that there is too much value put on physicalness of
Mm.
things. I mean, I've complimented people on their voice before.
Yeah.
I have a friend in particular that his voice is just it's just so magnetic,
Mhm.
and he just has the most amazing voice.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, things like that,
Mhm. Mhm. Those little oddball things that people wouldn't necessarily compliment. It's mostly like, oh, your hair looks really great, or your eyes are so pretty. Love that
Mm-hmm.
outfit on you. But
Mm-hmm.
to compliment something that like they technically don't have any control over,
Mm-hmm.
like that's
Or
pretty
it's
cool.
not, yeah, or it's not something that they thrive to even have people notice, I
Mhm.
guess.
Mhm.
Or I'll see somebody like reading a book and I'll be like, oh, that's an awesome read. Or
Yeah.
that looks interesting. I'm gonna put that on my
Mhm.
list. Or just the acknowledging people is the
Yes.
biggest thing, whether it's a compliment or whether it's just saying something positive about
Mhm.
something that they're involved in.
Yeah. I love that. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Good human stuff.
All right, I'm going level 2 for you again here. Here we go. Hey. Oh, God, this is gonna be, you're not gonna like this one, I don't think.
Great.
I just think you're gonna overthink this. Okay.
I probably will. Okay, cool.
What is your toxic trait?
Oh man, where do I begin?
No, it's traits, singular.
Oh,
You only can
singular.
pick one thing.
Okay.
We're not gonna like have a list of like shit on Monica things.
Okay, so I think this is a good thing and a bad thing all rolled into one. I always try to see the best in people.
And you think that's a toxic trait?
Yes,
All right.
because I overlook the big red flags because I'm like, all right, they might be a drug addict,
Oh my God.
but hear me out. Hear me out. They're really, really kind.
You know what? I'm gonna vouch for you on this one
Yes.
because I have firsthand experience, folks, with Monica trying to convince me that somebody is good when they are
They're not.
not good.
They're
at all.
not.
And for whatever reason, you want to like maintain that they are. I mean, but I feel like that's just been part of your journey with like um growth in terms of it's okay, like if everybody isn't going to stay in terms of like a
Right.
relationship or a
Yes.
friendship. I feel like you have dealt with
Yeah.
a lot of loss in life, and because of that, you're like scared to lose anybody, whether they're a drug addict or just
Yeah.
a horrible person.
Yeah.
You know, there's all different types.
Uh-huh.
But you've gotten better with that because you've
Yeah.
come so far with your healing.
Very much
You're
so.
okay understanding
Yes.
that
Like, you know what? You can do you. You go do that line of coke. That's great for you. I love that for you.
But don't bring it
But
around me, but
it's not about who I am. I'm not into that. I'm not into let my kids around that. I don't have any room for that in my life. But you do you. I'm not the Home Depot. I'm not gonna fix you. You do you. I'm gonna do me over here.
yeah.
Have a great day. But yeah, I do feel like that I would purposefully put my blinders on and completely ignore the worst qualities about people because there were just like a couple shining little diamond in the rough moments. Like,
Mhm.
but they're super funny. Or, oh, but when they're one-on-one, they're really nice. When they're one-on-one, they're really nice.
Yeah, that doesn't work when you have like
But no,
other people in your life and children in
absolutely.
particular.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, but
So
you've gotten so much better at this.
I have, and I could still see good in people, but they're not people that need to be in my life.
Yeah. Right.
Like,
And that's true
that's
too.
okay.
Like everybody is not going to check all the boxes. And you know, I always ask you the question every time.
Every time, and I love that about it. Like, that's my new favorite thing.
Every time. So for those that are listening that don't know what we're talking
Yeah.
about, because who would? Every time somebody new enters Monica's life, and you know, she takes a little while to tell me about them usually because whatever, she's scared of like my
Sometimes.
reaction.
Yeah.
But I'm always asking her, okay, what's
something you don't like about them?
yeah, what's something you don't like about them? Because we get very hung up in just, and it is a true chemical response in our bodies to just like be in this in love, infatuation, early phase of things. And we're
Yes.
not capable of seeing
Mm-mm.
things that are red flags early on.
No.
And then you end up getting like stuck in a situation,
Right.
or maybe not stuck fully, but you find yourself having a more difficult time getting out of it than you should have,
Or just settling.
or just settling.
Just settling for the not attractive qualities.
Yeah.
And I don't mean attraction physically. I mean attractive qualities that make a person a person.
Right. And you're just at you are at a time in your life where you get to be very fucking specific and
Yes.
very particular.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason that you have to like
No.
settle for anything. It's
No.
like a clean slate of like, this is what I want and this is what I don't. And where there's no middle ground with that.
Right.
Really.
No, I absolutely agree with that. And I'm like I would love to be with somebody and share my life with somebody and do all the wonderful things. But if I don't, I'm totally cool being a cat lady. No offense, Piper. But I'm
Piper the dog is
yeah,
here.
she's
Folks.
looking at me with her eyes.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm totally okay being the cat lady too.
Mhm.
Like that's all right. I'm
Yeah.
really okay with that
Mhm.
because I would rather be by myself and be happy, fostering my friendships, taking care of my kids, at whatever stage they are in life, than wasting energy on somebody that doesn't deserve it
Right.
or being tired of fixing somebody. I'm gonna get myself a t-shirt. I'm not Home Depot.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna fix you.
Mhm.
Fix yourself because you want to fix yourself, but I'm not gonna do it. If you don't see the problem in your actions, it's not my job to sit there and point them out and to harp on you to fix them.
Mhm.
Fix them because you want to. Fix them to be a better person, fix them to be a different person, but it's not my responsibility anymore.
Yeah, for sure. I love that. You've come so
Fixed
far.
enough. Yeah. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it. So yeah, I mean, I like people. I'm a people person, but not all people are for me.
Well, and thank God for that.
Right?
How exhausting would that be?
It's very
I don't
exhausting.
I'm not really into people.
No, you're a particular people
What a
person.
funny thing to say, but no.
You're a particular people person.
I guess. Yeah, and that's it. Like people
Yeah.
misunderstand the word introvert. I am extroverted
You
with
are.
the right people.
Absolutely. Because we could be ridiculous.
Yes.
We could be ridiculous.
I can't right now. It's after 9 o'clock at night. She's
Yeah,
got
she
me up
turns
late here,
into
folks.
she turns
But
into a pumpkin. But yeah. But everybody else, I mean, they don't get that version of Sarah. I do.
right.
Yeah. Crazies. Is it
Okay.
my turn to read to you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your
it
turn
is.
to
Okay.
read.
All right, I'm gonna do number 2.
Okay.
What do you do that you know you shouldn't?
What do I do
That you know you shouldn't.
that I know I should hit the snooze button? I mean, are we okay? That's not really deep. Okay. But it is kind of deep when you think about the things that I wish I was doing instead of not hitting the snooze button, right?
Yeah, it could be at any level. It's okay. You
Okay.
can pick the snooze button.
I mean, that's honestly the first thing that came to
Yeah.
mind because I've been having a very difficult time, like just feeling motivated and driven in
Yeah.
a lot of ways lately. And I'm just fucking tired. And my kid wakes me up about 3 times on average a night. And
So great for you.
I go to bed far too late because I stay up late reading when the house is finally quiet. So there's a lot of factors, but I mean, honestly, that is one of the things that I do that I shouldn't is just allow myself to fall back asleep when really I know that if I got up and started my day by doing some journaling and meditating, some strength training, I mean, any one of those things, even it doesn't have to be like a full agenda in the morning, right? Even just some stretching, like just get up and have
You did so much better. You were much happier when you were doing time blocking.
Yeah.
You were.
And there's intention to get back to that type of thing, but it's just the mornings in particular. I really want to have my time in the morning, but I've just really been succumbing to that snooze button.
It's too dark for all that shit though, too.
Well, and here's the thing too. It is wintering. I'm not sure when this particular episode is going to publish. I'll probably publish it soon. But right now, at the time of this recording, we are in the middle of January, and I am in wintering mode, which that doesn't mean everything falls by the wayside, but it does mean that I am not like trying to push myself hard to like do anything new or excessive. And I think that that's appropriate this time of year.
Absolutely.
So there is that, but it just feels more than that this year. It feels a little bit depressive, if I'm honest. And yeah, and that's also weird to kind of say out loud. See, this is the thing about conversations with Monica in this space is that like I share more of my own personal situations going on versus like interviewing somebody that's like pouring their heart out.
Right.
Which
That's fine. But
fine.
I mean, that's the truth of it. I mean, it does feel like more than wintering right now. And I know that if I get myself back into a routine of especially having time to myself in the morning in particular, that will just be really that'll just be a catalyst to help
Yes.
me just feel like I'm moving in a better direction mentally.
Yeah. When it's brighter outside.
I mean, I'd even appreciate just getting up with my alarm when I intend to in the wintering though too, because there's something to be said about getting up and lighting a candle, having a hot beverage of choice, watching the sunrise. You know, I'm not talking about getting up at like 4 a.m. I'm talking about getting up at like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
It's not unreasonable.
No.
It's just I don't want to.
No.
I want to, but I don't want to. Like I'm not motivated to, but I want to. But going back to what I said earlier, whatever you are not changing, you are choosing.
Yeah. See
And
how that came all the way around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's true. And I believe it. And I feel like I'm on the brink of being ready to just shift my mentality. So to be continued.
To be continued.
Yeah.
Next episode, you're going to tell me about all the cool things that you're doing at 5:30 in the morning.
I mean, I don't know if they're going to be cool, but
You're the coolest person I know.
that's really sad. You need to get out more. That is really sad. But
I go to work and then sometimes I get crazy and I go to the grocery store too.
yeah, it's nonsense.
I know. That's about it.
I mean, the things that I like the most are things that are lower energy in terms of peopling, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, you get burnt out peopling.
Yes. And I regain energy by doing things in solitude, or in the right company. Like that is the other thing, like introvert, extrovert. I can absolutely be energized in the right type of company.
Yeah.
But if it's not the right company, then that just makes me want to seclude myself
even more.
I know.
You're like, okay, I'm closed for 3 weeks now.
And you know, to a certain degree, I wish that could be a thing, but I would also miss my kid terribly. So he drives me crazy in the exact same way that I need him every day, like I need air.
Yes.
So
it's the greatest and worst all rolled up in one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna where are we at? Okay, so we've read 3 questions each. We're gonna do 1 more each, and then we're gonna not bore everybody to death by letting this go on much longer. Because
then we're gonna pick a wild card each.
Oh, a wild card.
Yeah,
okay.
you gotta do a wild card.
If you've stuck with us this long, leave some comments in the platform that you're listening to, or you can even email or find us on socials. But if you like these types of episodes, if you think they're fun, you enjoy just our banter, give us some feedback and let us know, and we'll do more. And we'll probably do more even if you don't want us to, but we might do more frequently if you ask us to.
Yeah, you gotta ask. You must ask to receive.
Okay, this is the last regular question, then we're gonna go into wild cards. What's something you did with pure kindness but didn't tell anyone?
Oh, so it was a couple weeks back, quite a few weeks back. I have no perception of time really, but it was a while back. And there was a patient that came into the clinic and her insurance was inactive. And obviously, I mean, we're here to see everybody. It's an urgent care that I work at. But if you don't have insurance, you need to pay your bill and everything's due up front. So our office visits just to be seen are a certain fee. And she had just under the amount. You know, she had cash on her and she was like, oh, like maybe I can come back. And I was like, you know what? It's not a big deal. Like we do like coupons. I'll just give you the little coupon. We don't have freaking coupons. I mean,
Yeah.
Every once in a blue moon, they'll send out like a lipo B12 coupon or something like that, but we don't have like discount coupons and stuff. And I was like, no, it's okay. It's all taken care of. Like that'll be good. And I'll just put this towards your account. So it's all covered. And she's like, really? And I'm like, absolutely. And I checked her in. She got back and saw the provider. And I went back to the break room and I grabbed my purse and I ran my credit card for the remainder of amount. It wasn't a lot, but she really needed to be seen. She was sick. You could see it in her. My heart hurt.
Yeah.
She was a young mom. Like
Mhm.
I wasn't going to just tell everybody. Like I wasn't going to say, oh, hey, by the way, I paid the rest for bill. Like why? So I could get a pat on the back or be told like,
No.
oh, that was really nice. It didn't freaking matter. She got the care that she needed.
Mhm.
She got the medication that she needed. How she paid for it was on her own. Like I didn't have to worry about that. That's her business on how she paid for her medication.
Mhm.
But she was able to be seen and taken care of and figured out what was going on with her so she could do the best she could then to get better.
Yeah.
I didn't tell anybody about that.
That's amazing though. I mean, that's just a testament of how awesome you are because not everybody would do that.
Probably not.
No, and it's not probably not. They wouldn't. Not everybody would do that. And that's the kind of heart that you have, you know. And you've been in situations where you needed help.
Absolutely.
And we
that's
all
what I
have.
that's what I always go back and think
Uh-huh.
about is that if I even have a little bit of a position to help somebody
Yeah.
else, I'm gonna do it.
Mhm.
Even if I'm still struggling myself. Like I'm not in the best place financially that I want to be. I'm
Mhm.
getting there. I'm getting better. I'm pulling myself up out of the trenches from everything that life has thrown at me for the past 2 years. But, you know, recently there was a friend of mine on Facebook. They had a GoFundMe account for to help out with these extraordinary medical bills that they have piled up. Well, my $50 that I contributed wasn't the thing that sent them over the top, but my $50 added to what they were already getting.
Mhm.
And in my mind, if I added $50, somebody else sees like, oh, their total is going up. Like, I'm going to contribute $10 or $5 or
Yeah.
$20. And then I think back to like when I had my surgery and Derek opened up that GoFundMe account
Mhm.
and people that I had no idea who they were. Yes, some of them were my friends, but there was a lot of people that gave me money because they knew you or they knew Derek
Mm.
and they thought it was just a nice thing to do, like a nice thing to help me. Like I was given help by complete strangers.
Yeah.
That was incredible. Why would I not try to help somebody else?
Right. Well, and that's again a testament of just
That's-
how amazing you are.
But I think that's how help should be.
It should be.
You
And
help people, not like they do on the internet where they film, like giving a homeless man a haircut or a sandwich. Like that's for you.
Right.
The good things that you do are the good things that you do when people aren't watching.
Mhm.
Those are good things.
Yeah.
I didn't need a pat on the back.
Make good decisions even when you know nobody's watching, even when you know you're not going to receive any kind of credit for
Yeah.
it or acknowledgement of it even,
Uh-uh.
But just if you just stay true to doing what feels good in your heart,
Mhm.
then that's setting you up for that next realm of
Mhm.
things.
Wild card.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you first, right?
Yeah.
Did I ask you last? I
Probably.
did. That's
That's
fine.
fine.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, these are weird. This is like having you do something else. Like just wants you to call someone and tell them you love them.
It's
It's
not
like
23.
this is like truth or dare. We're not playing that. We're not doing the dare part. It's gotta be a truth part.
Pick another one.
All right, let me
and
try.
to see if it's as dumb. Why can't we call people at 23?
Do something outside your comfort zone and come up. These are like truth or dare.
Oh.
Do something outside your comfort zone and come up with it together. I'm not really into team projects. I don't know if I can do that.
Team projects.
All right, this is the third
try.
Otherwise, you have to pick
You know,
some-
third time's charm.
Oh, this is saying to hug. Nobody can see
Aw.
us. That's sweet. No,
That's
we'll hug
sweet.
when I
We'll hug when
quit.
we leave. I hugged her when she
All
got
right, I
here.
don't know about these wild cards.
I don't know either. Let me see if I can pick 3 dumb ones too. Boom. This card is permission to ask literally any question.
Why did you get that
I
one?
don't know. all the dice rolls.
This is your game when you like
All right,
set
hold
it
on.
up.
Set it up.
Set it up for your
I didn't set
benefit.
it up. You picked 3 random cards.
Fine,
not a
ask me
magician.
whatever question then.
Hold on, I'm gonna see. Come up with a random act of kindness and do it within the next 48 hours. I like this one. I like this
Okay,
one.
well,
You have to
that's-
do that one.
That's fine, but that's
Okay.
not gonna help our listeners.
No, but it'll help a random
Nobody's
person.
listening at this point anyway. It doesn't matter.
Everybody went to bed. They're like, and that's
Like,
enough
this
of the
is
Sarah
bullshit.
Monica show. Here's what we're gonna do. We're both gonna do this,
Which one is it? Come up with a random act of kindness and do it within 48 hours.
and then we have to post it on our social.
Well, that's like, again, like
Patting ourselves on the
yeah,
back. or
patting
something.
yourself on the back for doing
Right. I don't
something
disagree
doesn't-
with that. I don't
doesn't
disagree with that.
work.
All right, let's see with this one. Well, this is kind of funny. This is like the other one that I accidentally picked. It says, if you have one, ask the question that is on your mind.
All right, go. Just
I
what
don't,
is
I don't
it?
know. I don't know. Reveal a secret about ourselves. I already confessed my sins.
Right. What else do you want? There's no alcohol involved here,
No.
just to let you know. We have
Like
water.
we never drink when we do
No,
these
we don't
episodes. Like
drink.
it's either coffee or water.
Right.
I think one time you got wild and you had tea.
I think this gets out of hand because you keep me up late doing these things.
I
and you
think that's
make
when I
me
get the
stay
best
up.
version of Sarah.
It's like 9:30 at night.
I know.
This is ridiculous.
This is the best version of Sarah. This is the unfiltered, unadulterated, zero tolerance Sarah. Pick one more random one.
That's okay. Play the song that has the biggest impact on you and explain its significance. Now, this would probably be easy for you. This would be hard for me.
I love music.
I know you're very
I
like
love
in
music.
tune and connected with
Music is my everything.
I love music as well, but I am not somebody that's engaged with it in the
Mhm.
same way. Like
Mhm.
it's not that it doesn't speak to me because it does, but I don't you like have a relationship with
I
music.
do. Yeah, music is my heart song for
Mhm.
sure.
Somebody sent me a playlist recently, and that was amazing.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love that. I miss the days of mixtapes.
Yeah.
And you'd have like a crush and you'd be like, here, I made you a mixtape.
Right,
And it'd be like
exactly.
15 love ballads from 1994, you know?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Like that
But-
was fantastic.
That's an amazing thing to do. Like
Yeah.
that person is also very in tune
Yeah.
to music.
Yeah.
So to have that connection
Mhm.
with song and lyric, and I absolutely feel things from music, and I can like associate songs with events in life.
Mhm.
But putting it all together is not my niche.
Yeah. Yeah. I was asked one time, and I'm still kind of working on it. It's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. It's very, very, very difficult. You pick 10 songs that represent who you are.
Oh.
Not songs that you like, not songs that
Mhm.
are like just, oh, this is my getting ready playlist, or this is my cleaning the house playlist. Like these are songs that define you as a person. What songs would you pick? And I'm working on it, and I've been working on it for a while, and I'll get a couple and I'm like, no, that's not it. I just really like that song. I just really like that song.
There's a song that I have always sort of unofficially called my theme song of life for like years and years and years. That song is Gotta Be by Desiree.
Ooh, which song is it?
You know how that goes. Everybody knows that song.
Which song is it? Sing it.
You know how it goes.
You gotta be wise.
Gotta be tough.
you gotta
Yeah, I
be
probably messed up those
stronger.
lyrics. As
Yeah.
I say, it's my theme song. But
That's
no,
awesome.
I mean, it is a
Mhm.
song that I've always gone back to.
I like that. I like that. My song is actually super duper sad. I'll get through like, maybe like 2 or 3. Like, no, not this one, not this one. But there's one song that always stays at the top of my list. And it's by Lord Huron. It's called The Night We Met.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't if you don't know music and you just listen to the song just for the song, like not even for the song, but just for like the melody and the beat, like you'd be like, oh, that's such a love song. Like, take me back to the night we met. It's like, nah, man, it's a horrible song in the sense that it is very tragic. It's take me back to the night we met so I could forget all about this and never meet you again.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a very deep song.
Mm-hmm.
And it definitely is my probably my favorite song in the whole world. And it's a song that puts me in my feels. It can take me out of my feels. It can make me think about a particular person or a particular time.
Mm-hmm.
It is a song that is so everything.
Yeah, just like all encompassing.
Everything. It is a song that is everything. And it is definitely my number one song that defines me because there's so many different periods of my life that I wish I could go back to from the start
Mm-hmm.
with what I know now and be like,
God, yeah.
don't go down that road, homie.
Yeah.
That one's bad. That's a bad
Right.
road. That's a bad road. But there's a lot of things in life that I've experienced that I think have ultimately made me a better person,
Mhm.
even the tragedy ones.
Sure.
I think just like the butterfly effect, that if those bad things hadn't happened to me, I might not be as kind-hearted or understanding or compassionate or empathetic. Maybe I would just be like, oh, that sucks. Sorry that happened to you. I don't know why you're crying about it, so maybe. You know?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows how you would have
I have no idea.
translated it.
I have no idea. But a lot has happened. And I mean, I found that song at a time in my life when everything was falling apart. I was married to Steven. I had baby Mila, and I was pregnant with Evelyn. And that was a very hard time for me. That sounds really lovely to some people, like, oh, you're married, you have a husband, and you have a baby, and you have another baby on the way. It was the worst time of my life.
Yeah.
It was really, really bad. And I remember I would lay in bed with Mila because she would never want to sleep by herself. And she was just 2. And I was very pregnant and very uncomfortable. And I had a lot of health issues going on at the time. I had an alcoholic husband that was very not kind. And I would sing Mila to sleep, like in the middle of the day, like her nap time. I would sing her to sleep. And I would sing Take Me Back to the Night We Met. And for as much as I love my kids, there are so many times during that time frame of my life that I wish I never met that person.
Mm-hmm.
Like ever in a million years. And that hurts because I do have really wonderful little babies and I love them lots.
Yeah, that's it, and I think a lot of people can relate to that train of thought of wishing that they wouldn't have been in a relationship, but being thankful for what came of the
Mhm.
relationship. And I think that there's nothing wrong with both those things being true.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
For
they
sure.
are. They're both true. I'm grateful.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
So do that for yourself. Like, truly just sit there and think about like don't even go 10 because it's freaking hard. Think about what 3 songs define you as a person. What 5 songs define you as a person? What would you pick? Would they be happy songs? Would they be sad songs? Would they be upbeat songs? Would they just be instrumental?
right.
Well,
This has been fun.
it's been real fun.
I feel it important to note that I told you we're talking about Steven.
She did.
I'll
To be
probably
fair.
edit this part out, but
No, you should probably leave it in. It's funny. She looked at me and she was like, are you sure this is your person? And idiot me was like, yeah, it is. Stupid. God. But to be fair, I mean, ever since that one other really horrible person, I mean, there's been a few. But that other one that was really horrible, ever since that, I've listened to you. I've listened to you
Okay.
because you do your thing. Like, what don't you like about them? And then I tell you what I don't like about them.
I just feel like anybody from the outside looking in, especially in the new stages of of things, when you're not like a you yet, you're
Mhm.
not an us with that
Mhm.
person. There's just a different view.
Yeah.
There's a different view from somebody who cares about you like
Mhm.
I do,
Mm-hmm.
looking into something new that you're starting with somebody else.
Right.
So I'm just able to see past the glazed over like
Mhm.
infatuationness.
Because it is, it's infatuation.
Because it's not my infatuation. You're infatuated for whatever reason that started for you.
Yeah.
And I'm looking on like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Only don't say
No.
it like that.
But her face does. Your face 100% does. The face that you just made is 100%. Sarah doesn't have a poker face. Sarah can never play poker
It's not gonna happen.
because her face would be like, oh, well, I'm gonna fucking lose. I got all these shit. Who gave me these shit cards here? Who gave me these shit
So
cards?
she sort of listens. It's usually much later.
It's quicker.
I mean, trust yourself. The first and foremost, trust yourself. Don't trust me.
Yeah.
So,
But you're like my Jiminy Cricket. You're like my little conscience.
oh my god.
But you're like cuter than a cricket.
Thanks. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Don't look
I would
like a
never
bug.
picture you in a top hat. That would look dumb on you. A vest, super smart,
Yeah.
but not a top hat. That would be dumb. But yeah, you're my Jiminy Cricket.
Thanks. Love
I
you.
love you more.